Welcome to Week 6 Waiver Wire. Got a list of players here you may want to consider picking up. And I cannot believe we are already in Week 6. Just like that. It's already we're almost halfway through the season. We're almost there. So these guys I'm going to mention here may be worth picking up. It's worth considering. So I'm going to go over the names for you. If you guys want to address your needs, some of these guys could be a good pickup for you guys. At this point, your team should really be solidified, guys. You should know who you want, who's on your team. You should have a lot of depth on your roster. That's what I expressed in 16 rounds. You should have an optimal roster and always have a backup plan for a backup plan, okay? So, for example, I lost Saquon Barkley this week for a couple weeks. That's fine. I've got James Robinson. I've got Najee Harris. I've got Josh Jacobs. I've got Michael Carter. I've got, I think, another running back, too. I got to look at my depth here in two of my leagues. So, it's always about having depth, but if you need some players here, guys, Week 6 Waiver Wire, I got a couple names for you. Before we get into the show, guys, I do have a giveaway. Yes, it's free to enter, guys. Compliments of Pristine Auction, a signed, right here, guys, signed Kyler Murray replica speed helmet. Beautiful helmet, guys. As you can see, it's got the authenticity certificate here as well. I've also got, it's over there on the couch, but I've got a signed, guys, listen to this, signed Justin Herbert, the hottest player in football right now. Signed Justin Herbert jersey as well. To enter, guys, pristineauction.com. Use promo code SWAGLION. Create an account and DM me the word done. It's that simple. Okay, guys? SWAGLION. Guys, very simple. At pristineauction.com. You're entered for these giveaways moving forward because we're going to have way more giveaways moving forward over the next couple months throughout the offseason as well. So again, guys, pristineauction.com. Use code SWAGLION. Go do that right now. Also, head on over to manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLION. Save yourself 20% on some amazing trimmers. The fit and finish is amazing. Stay groomed, stay fresh. Manscaped.com. Save yourself 20%. Amazing products, including these ultra smooth package right here. I like the Lawnmower 4.0 and their underwear. That's what I particularly use. Your balls will thank you. Use promo code SHOWERLION there, guys, at manscaped.com. And remember to enter the draws, pristineauction.com. Use code SWAGLION. So SWAGLION for Pristine, enter for free. And manscaped.com, use SHOWERLION, save 20%. All right, so let's go through these waiver wires, guys. Very easy, very simple. 2 top waiver wires for this week. I never thought I'd say this because he sucks, but Devonte Booker. He may want to cover your teams this week if you've got Saquon Barkley. I know a lot of people do, but you should have enough depth. So, for example, I may not pick up Devonte Booker because I've got a better backup. I've got like James Robinson, right? So it's up to you guys to make a decision whether you want him or not. Depends on what you want to spend. Now, if you're in those FFAB leagues, free agency acquisition budget, how much do you spend on him? I wouldn't spend too much because, again, it's only for a couple weeks. It's a low-grade ankle sprain for Saquon Barkley. I think he'll be out 2 to 3 weeks, at least this week for sure, this upcoming week. Hopefully he's back the week after. You literally got to get that swelling down, make sure that he's in good shape, back running. So I'd say hopefully 2 weeks. But again, Devonte Booker is a guy you may want to consider as, there's no real option there. So Booker's going to get some work. All right, another guy you may want to consider, again, you got to consider him as Daryl Williams. If you're a Clyde Edwards-Helaire owner, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has a MCL sprain, his knee sprained. So it happens. It's not as bad as people thought. So he's going to be week to week, most likely 2 to 4 weeks from what I'm hearing. So Daryl Williams, you may want to consider him. Prior to the injury, Daryl Williams was still getting around 33% of the snap count. That's definitely going to go up. Not exciting. It's not a sexy pick by any means, but Daryl Williams is there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out. What else can you do? If you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's an option there for waiver wires, okay? Now, if you need a quarterback, you may want to consider Taylor Heineke. He's been relatively consistent. And again, in 2 quarterback leagues, this is why I tell you guys, in a 1 quarterback league, have 2 quarterbacks. In a 2 quarterback league, have 3 quarterbacks. Always have that backup quarterback so you don't have to be, fighting or wasting money on the waiver wire. You have that backup there. But Taylor Heineke is a guy you may want to consider. He's been pretty consistent, but again, this is for desperate times equal desperate measures, okay? Tim Patrick, he's still not rostered. I think he's rostered in around 30% of ESPN fantasy leagues, that type of thing. It's always question mark with the Broncos, distribution share. Sutton showing that he could get it done. So Tim Patrick's the guy that may be lingering there if you need a wide receiver. Kadarius Toney, another guy you may want to consider. He's not been rostered a lot. A rookie I was talking about in the offseason, but we understand he threw the punch this week. but there's a chance that he could be, one of the main guys there. Galladay's banged up, right? Shepard's banged up. Galladay dealing with that knee injury. Daniel Jones concussion. It's been a disaster. Saquon Barkley, maybe there's a bright spot in that offense, and I'm thinking it could be Kadarius Toney, a guy you may want to consider. Again, losing his temper. I saw on social media he did apologize for that. So, I don't know, young guy, lots of talent, lots of upside, a guy you may want to consider, okay? He was ejected for the game for throwing a punch at Cowboys safety Devonte Booker. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Definitely want to consider him off the waiver wire, okay? Especially if you're desperate for a wide receiver. Another guy you may want to consider, and he's got like 4.3% rostership in ESPN leagues. I'm just looking at the stats here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a guy that I was saying stash. Now, Cephas is done. Cephas was a guy Goff was gravitating to. Cephas was getting some of that volume. He broke his collarbone. Done for the season. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a guy that's going to be the guy that's going to step up. They've got no one else. I mean, he has to be the guy. This is the week to pick him up. I know a lot of people dropped him, understandably so. This is the week to pick him back up. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a guy that could finally get some volume in that offense. What a disaster of an offense that is, okay? Ricky Seale-Jones, another guy you may want to consider if you are desperate for a tight end. Who else is there here? I mean, it is really slim and trim. I'm going to see if there's any performers here that popped out to me for this week as well, for week 5 going into week 6. I mean, if you're really desperate for a quarterback, a 2-quarterback league, maybe Davis Mills is available. He had a good fantasy week, 24.6 points. Just trying to see if there's anyone else. David Njoku, if you need a tight end, but his number was inflated due to that big run. So David Njoku, not somebody I can really rely on, but you never know, right? Maybe he's available in your leagues. Let me see here. Teddy Bridgewater, if he's in your leagues. Dawson Knox, I mean, he's been pretty good the past couple weeks. 17.7 points for Dawson Knox. We're going to take a look at his stats here. I mean, he's been looking good the past couple weeks, so that's something you want to consider. He had 20.7 points the past 2 weeks, 14.9 in week 3. 3 consecutive weeks for Dawson Knox, proving he is a primary and favorite target there in Buffalo. So very impressive, Dawson Knox, finally getting his groove after a couple years to get into the NFL. Finally starting to get that fantasy football return. A big-time tight end sleeper this year that very, very hard to foresee, okay? A.J. Dillon coming alive here, 13.9 points. I don't know if he's available in some leagues. I think that he is. And again, a guy that I told you to also stash this season. Again, he's going to get more volume, right? Williams was gone. Dillon was there. Jones, I don't know. Jones is not a volume guy, so I didn't really trust him. But now you've got A.J. Dillon stepping up, getting a touchdown. Going to get some work. And I think he's going to get that goal line work as well, okay? I'm just trying to see if there's anyone else worth getting. I don't know if Sony Michel is available in any of your leagues. Again, that's kind of in the past now. He should have been picked up a couple weeks ago. But literally, guys, at this point, and I say it at the beginning of every show, especially when we pass week 5, you kind of should know who your starters are. You should be set on your team. Unless you have some sort of catastrophic injury, you should also have depth for that. That's what 16 rounds is all about. That's what I tell you guys. In 16 rounds, you got to make sure that you have depth and a backup plan for a backup plan. Okay, guys? I want to keep it really short here. Make sure you start the right people. And if you've got 16 rounds and you listen to my stuff, you'll know that you've got enough depth that you probably don't need these waiver wire week 6 pickups, but had to bring up some names. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of them is going to step up. I mean, the Devonte Booker one, you got to pick up if you have Barkley, unless you have a good backup, and the Daryl Williams are pretty much a top 3. Kadarius Toney also stepping up. There's pretty much 4 there. But again, in your leagues, maybe there's some other players that might be available that broke out. If you're not in as deep of a league, you might have some more availability for other players that aren't mentioned. This is more kind of for deeper leagues. All right, guys? So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Fantasy Football Counselor. Make sure you guys go to pristineauction.com. And of course, guys, use that promo code SWAGLINE. You're entered for the draws. Kyler Murray speed helmet signed, beautiful, and the Justin Herbert signed jersey. All right, guys, subscribe, thumbs up. I appreciate you. Follow on socials, more antics there. We'll talk soon.